Are you struggling with inconsistency from your middle wedge yardages around 50 yards? Let's chat today about your grip and making sure that's in the best spot to help you prevent tops, chunks, blades, and hit it nice and crisp from 50 yards away. More often than not, from 50 yards away, I see folks hit some very poor shots because of how they put their hands on the club. I'm going to go over 2 exercises today and also share with you 2 different grips. A grip I would recommend from 50 yards and beyond, and a grip I would recommend for chipping and pitching from about 25 yards away. I want to open your eyes to things that I've learned over the years that have helped my game and also that have helped students that I've coached over the years. These are my preferences. From 50 yards away, we need to make sure that we have the club in the right spot in our left hand. What I'm going to do is bring out a glove where we have some markings on it. We put it on. And what we have on the glove, I've marked the lifeline of my left hand with this green line. I've marked the base of my middle finger and ring finger with this line. And I've identified the thumb pad with TH right here, the fatty part. And I've also identified the heel pad, the fatty part of the hand down here. We're going to learn today how to place this grip in the right spot in our hands to give us the best chance for success. From 50 yards away, I would recommend putting the grip in our fingers. And it's very important to do this correctly. When you place the grip in your fingers, you don't want to do it with your elbows bent. You also don't want to do it in the middle of your body. What you want to do is have a straight left arm and you want to grip it perpendicular to your left shoulder. This is really important because once you put your right hand on and you're getting ready to hit, the club face is in a great spot to be at impact. Versus if you gripped it in the middle of your body, then you straighten your arms, the face might change, but also my grip has changed slightly when I straighten my arms. Be very particular with how you do this. Get in a really good routine of straightening your arm, your left arm, placing the grip in your fingers. Make sure that this is off of your left shoulder. That's step 1, in your fingers with a straight left arm, off your left shoulder. The next piece, we talked about 2 exercises I want to teach you. This is really important. You need to be able to take your thumb pads of both hands and move them down towards the base of your ring finger independently. For many of you, this is very awkward and different. When I first learned this, it answered a lot of questions I had about why certain people's grip look and perform better than others. Once you put your fingers on, you're going to lower that thumb pad down almost onto your fingernails, and that is a very neutral grip. When we lower it down, it allows our left thumb to be just off center. A mistake I see a lot is when people put it in their fingers, when they go to put their hand on it, they wrap their thumb around to the side, and they say, I can't do this. I can't put it in my fingers because my grip's too strong. I need to have it more into my palm to have a playable grip. No. You've got to get better at lowering the thumb pad straight down. And maybe you've never done that before. But I would tell you, if you get good at these pieces, it will really help you in your swing, in your game. In the fingers, lower the thumb pad. We're in a great spot. And then when we put the right hand on, we lower the thumb pad onto the thumb and cover the thumb. In Op 36, we call it lock and cover. We're locking the club under our heel pad, locking it under our heel pad. And for some of us that pay attention to the snuff box on the top of our left hand, that puts that pivot point right on the top, which is great for learning how to use your wrists in the swing. And then when you put your right hand on, you just cover the thumb versus not covering the thumb. Let's hit a few shots from 50 yards away. We're going to use the Foresight GC3 to give us a little bit of feedback. You're going to watch me go through this grip routine each and every time. And I would recommend that you get very good at this routine, doing it over and over again, so it's second nature to you when you grip the club. As I set up to this shot, I'm gripping it in my fingers. I lower the heel pad, cover the thumb, and I hit it. That one went 53 yards, a little bit too far. I'm going to try to hit this next one with a little bit less power. One other thing that I missed is I would recommend when you do this grip, do it up in the air. Get your hands on the club correctly up in the air. It's easier to see the face. When I'm looking at this face, I have it ever so slightly open. Fingers, thumb pad down. Grip feels really good. Was the best of shots. Try that again. All right, let's get a little bit more detailed on the placement of the thumbs. I'm going to bring out a wooden dowel that has 4 sides to it. And we're going to talk about exactly where we put our thumbs, because this is important as well. Remember, we talked about fingers, then you're going to lower the thumb pad down. Where you place this left thumb is very important. If I used a wooden dowel, fingers, thumb pad, I want my left thumb to be on the top right corner of this wooden dowel. It's just off center. It's not straight down the shaft. It's also not on the side of the shaft. It's right on the top right corner. That's very important. Then when I grip the round grip, I'm envisioning that there's 4 sides to the grip, and I'm placing my left thumb on the top right corner. I can't tell you how important that piece is to your grip and getting it in a good spot so you can hit some halfway decent shots. And also, so when you get further back, you can hit it high enough, far enough, and straight enough with that left hand grip there. Final piece over here with the right hand. When you put your right hand on, we'll probably have to go and do another video just on the right hand. That right thumb is not straight down the shaft. It's not to the side. It's at an angle across the shaft, approximately 30 degrees with your right thumb. I'm doing that same thing we talked about earlier, lowering my thumb pad down to flatten out the top of my right hand grip. That gets me in a really good spot to have the handle slightly forward and hit some very powerful shots. Let me do that again. In the fingers, thumb pad down, right thumb across the shaft. That was hit pretty good. That carried 47 yards. With as hard as these greens are, I probably need to land this at 45 yards. Let me try this one more time, trying for 45 yards. That was 42 yards, just coming up just a little bit short. That was a pretty good shot. Now I think it's helpful for you to know we've got our full swing grip at level 2. We're going to walk up to level 1, and I'm going to show you what adjustment you would make in your grip to give you the best chance for your chips and pitches around the greens, because it's not the same grip I would recommend for your full swing. Here we are at 25 yards, and this is where I would encourage folks to go from a full swing grip to a little bit more of a short game grip. Instead of the club being deep into your fingers for full swing, where you're trying to increase ball speed, put it a little bit closer to your palm or the lifeline. That will allow the face to be a little bit more open through the motion. When your wrists move, it won't change the club face and the club head travel as much. If I was to take a grip into my fingers and rotate the club to the right or my Under Armour logo to the sky and then down, look how far the club travels. If I was to put it in my lifeline, more like a putting grip, and I turn the logo to the sky and down, it doesn't travel as much. In golfing machine terms, that's the number 3 accumulator. It's a very powerful piece to the swing. And if you really start getting into power accumulators and understanding them, it's interesting to study what some teachers have done with players over the years. When they had the club in their fingers, they couldn't figure out how to get the club out from behind them or kick the shaft out. So they gave them a little bit weaker grip, a little bit more in the palm, so the club didn't get as far behind them. Very interesting stuff to start to study, but let's stay on topic here. So short game grip, we're going a little bit more in the palm. We're also going to put the left thumb a little bit more on top of the club, right thumb a little bit more on top of the club, instead of what we did before where we were off center with our left thumb. Let me hit some shots from 25 yards away. I have a target out there. These are pretty handy to use, these target holes. It's just a flimsy rubber target hole from Eyeline Golf. I've got it out there at 15 yards. The pin is 25. 15 is what I'm going to try to carry this ball. We'll see how I do. A little bit more of a short game grip. Brushing the grass. Landed that at 14.5 yards. And that was pretty close. It ran out about 10 yards. What you'll notice from this view is when I have the grip more up in my palm, the shaft, the pitch of the shaft is higher, more vertical than if I had the grip in my fingers. I don't see a lot of really good short game players have the grip down in their fingers and have low hands. I see a lot of very good short game players have the shaft up, grip a little bit more in their palm. That one carried 17 yards. That was pretty good. I hope this video was helpful for you. I know we went over a lot of information, but it's so important to know exactly where to put the club in your hand, how to do it. If you get lost, go watch the video again. If you need to, and I do this all the time with students, I'll draw on their glove to help them understand where to put the grip, where to put their thumb pad, where to put their heel pad. We'll do it on the right hand too, but I don't want this video to get too long. But this is really important stuff and something that you don't have to be the biggest or strongest player to get really good at these pieces. I would encourage you, if you're trying to get an advantage over the players you're playing with, or you're trying to beat your yardages in Op 36, get really good at your grip routine, getting it in your fingers, lowering the thumb pad, making sure your thumb is just off center, doing that over and over again so you can get really good at your grip. There is usually not a day that goes by that I don't grip a club to try to feel comfortable with where my hands are. I hope this video was helpful for you. If you need even more details to help you with the grip and your game in Operation 36, I invite you to find a local Operation 36 coach near you.